If you can just touch on, it's not just government. We also have cases where individuals, like church leaders,
Oh
or
yes.
people like musicians, like Burna Boy, will, I'm assuming, petition the police, and they move in and go and arrest somebody and keep them there for a long time. How does that process work?
Well, the way it works is influence. So, to your point, this is not only about politicians, it is about people with influence. The police, because cyber stalking and cyber crimes are criminal acts, would have to obviously institute the case. So, the question is, do you have the resources? Do you have the resources to call up, to call up people that you may know in the police or in the judicial system, tell them there's somebody who is irritating you, and tell them you would be ready to spare, uh, to leave no stone unturned in making sure that their life is made a holy hell, and that you use that example to tell everybody else who might want to, who might want to embark on such crazy journeys of misfortune, that if they ever tried engaging with you that way in the future, what happened to X would also happen to them. So it's about means. So if you have the means, if you have ₦1 million, 2 million naira, 3 million naira, 4 million naira, 10 million naira, whatever the cost is, to institute these cases, it will happen. Why is it that we've never heard of the police, just looking at that? If you look on if you look on most social media feeds in Nigeria, there's no end to the number of cyber stalking allegations that someone could make. But if you look at the people that the police bring these cases in support of, why is Ajia Mero, who is a trader that nobody knows and doesn't have the means, why has the case never been instituted on their behalf? What, can't they be defamed? Can't they be cyber stalked? Why is it only these people with means? And you made an example. There's a case going on now in the US where there's a lady in, I think she's in Maryland, where the one pastor of the Mountain of Fire Ministries has basically made her life a living hell, where they've abused the system. They've used laws, defamation laws, criminal laws, to basically turn you into a pauper, because they have the means to stay in court forever if they have to. They have the means to hire the best lawyers. And if you knowing how the criminal justice system works, all it takes is a few court appearances, and if you're paying for legal representation yourself, you're in trouble. So it is an abuse of the process. It's an abuse of the system. And again, I will tell you this: it is not accidental that all of these cases we're suddenly hearing about. I mean, most of the cyber stalking, cyber crime cases, most of the libel and defamation cases you're hearing about, I would dare say that almost 90% of them, if you look at the 25 years since we got this new democratic dispensation in 1999, almost 90% of those cases have happened only in the last 2 to 3 years. Why? It's because the laws have changed. We have this nonsensical cyber stalking law that allows you, once you're angry with anyone, to basically leverage the instruments of state to make their life a living hell. And now everybody, from activists to investigative journalists to ordinary citizens, are being swept up by this tornado of injustice. So we need to do something. And one of the things that we would certainly were proposing to do under that second plank of that 3-point agenda is to ask for a repeal of Section 24. Yes, we need a Cyber Crimes Act that deals with things like 419 and using the internet and digital methods to commit crimes. But for heaven's sake, Section 24 of that Cyber Crimes Act is an outrage, because what that section does is it criminalizes free speech. It means if I say something you don't like and you have the means to deal with me, you can deal with me, and the judicial system is going to be behind you, the police is going to be behind you, and there's nothing anybody can do about it, and you may be going to jail for as many as 14 to 24 years, depending on what those charges are that are labeled against you.